Introducing the Edge Tackle range of loaded pellet wagglers.
Yeah.
So moving on from our crystal clear pellet wagglers which weren't loaded, we've done a nice range of pellet wagglers that are loaded with adjustable weights, Richard.
Yeah.
And we've got 4 in the range.
Yeah.
To cover the bulk of people's pellet waggler fishing.
So you've got 5, 6, 7 and 8 gram.
These are constructed from balsa.
Hard balsa.
So you've got the buoyancy there, which is great for maximising the capacity for the size of the float. Obviously they're a nice diameter, so they're going to cast nicely, fish well, and obviously perfect for the situation where you want to fish with a loaded pellet waggler.
The crystal clear ones are 8 mil.
Yeah.
But because these are bigger, these are 10 mil. Otherwise you'd end up with a float that was getting longer and longer, and it would defeat the object.
And obviously a loaded pellet waggler is going to be more streamlined and cast further than an unloaded.
They just cast that little bit straighter as well.
Yeah. So perhaps you could just talk about the base and the adjustment on these floats.
Yeah, each float has got a housing in the body with a female thread.
Yeah.
And then outside of that, you've got a base weight with a swivel.
Yeah.
So most people are probably going to use a link swivel on there, and possibly run that on the line, trapping it by float stops.
Yeah.
But each one of these floats has got that male thread and that weight.
Yeah.
And then depending on the size of the float, there's a series of discs.
Yeah.
So on the biggest float, which is 8 grams, you get 4.
Yeah.
And then on the next size down, you get 3. Next size down, you get 2. And when you get down to the smallest 5 gram one, there's just 1.
Sure.
So you can actually vary how much of the float is sticking proud.
Yeah.
Because you might have a very heavy bait on.
Yeah.
I mean, as they come, they're probably going to be right just down onto the fluorescent tip anyway.
Yeah.
But if you're fishing with a big hard pellet, all right, it's going to take it down a little bit more. But if you're fishing quite a way out and you want to see it easier, you might want to take a disc off. So you've got the adjustment here that you don't have on the crystal clear ones.
Well, it's great that you've got that compatibility within the floats, obviously, so you can use the same weights on each float.
Yeah, they all swap.
A really nice feature is that you supply the floats with these plastic discs, and obviously that's to increase the splash of the float as it hits the water, sort of mimicking the pellets that you're feeding. So it's a nice feature that you can add that if you want.
Yeah, it's a little additional extra that's in there. So if you unscrew the bottom part, pop the disc on and screw it back in, then you trap the disc within the weights anyway. And
it'll also prevent the float from diving as deep, won't it?
A bit too far, yeah.
So you've got 2 advantages of using the plastic disc, so I think that's a really neat feature. You've gone with the same type of paint on this balsa
as the pole floats,
which is proven. Again, very, very robust, and really the perfect balance to the body of the float as well.
The thing about these, I think I mentioned it right, this is a harder, denser balsa than we've used on the pole floats, especially on the natural range, because you want maximum buoyancy.
Sure.
On this, you want a bit more durability, because it's going to take a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of punishment.
Yep.
So that's a really nice comprehensive range of loaded pellet wagglers. Very, very competitively priced. Obviously, we've got lots of information on our website, so people can check that and utilise another fantastic range of floats.
And you can also get them in yellow. Again.
I've got to tell you, that's essential for me.
It's made your day, hasn't it?
Cheers, Rich.